welcome to PETV underscore reacts, where I just react to different things, give my thoughts and just my thoughts on different things in the movie and television world. Welcome. Happy New Year. It's 2026. I hope all of the non-peaceful and negative things about yourself, your family, the world, your community, you left back in 2025. This is your year. This is our year. We're on to bigger and better things. So now let's get into it. So I wanted to go over this because this was something that I was thinking about just today. And as I was thinking it in my mind, I was like, well, this one might be a nice little start to your new channel as far as putting content on this new channel, because these are just my thoughts. You can agree or disagree with them. Again, they're my thoughts. But again, welcome to my second channel, PETV underscore reacts. My main channel is Pam Entertainment TV. You see it up there, main Pam Entertainment TV. If you have not subscribed, go subscribe. If you are subscribed to that channel and you came over here and you subscribe to this channel, love you for it. Love you for it. So I was thinking about Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Now, I will tell you, I watched this series, both of them, as an adult. I think I watched Naruto. I think I started watching Naruto maybe 2013. And then I watched Naruto Shippuden. I watched Naruto Shippuden during the pandemic. Okay, so that's where I've watched all these. So I watched these as a full-fledged adult. So my opinions about these two series are coming from my full-fledged adult mind and as I saw certain things. So when I go back to Naruto, and I may be combining both of them because, again, what I learned in Naruto Shippuden about little Naruto, there's some things that bothered me. But I will tell you, if we're talking about Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, as they were setting things up, in my opinion, when you talk about all the things that were going on in the Leaf Village, it seems to me that a lot of the issues that the Leaf Village had, and the wars and the subsequent things that happened, I felt like it all of that started, and all of that started because of unrequited love. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean between a man and a woman. Unrequited love from not getting the love from your parents because your parents was not there. Unrequited love from your friends because you love a friend and then a friend doesn't love you like you love your friend, and so there's some issues and problems with that. Unrequited love between a child and his mother, and I'll get into that. It is also, again, about, to me, the series were showing people what love also looks like in different stages of the game. What's the love that you have for your comrade? The love that you have for your community, the love that you have for your nation, the love you have for your mentors, for your leaders, and the love that you have or show for your enemies as well. Now, I would tell you this. All of this shook off and started, in my opinion, not even partly, but wholly, because Zero Tails lost his mama. Now, his mama was on some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. But Zero Tails never understood or learned what his purpose was. His or its, whatever you want to call it. He didn't understand what his purpose was. And to me, his purpose as a zero tail, it wasn't necessarily to have the powers like 1 through 9. To me, zero tails was an enhancer, and he was the entity that kind of held them together. And once they were separate, he did not understand his purpose. He was never, to me, Zero Tails was never taught his purpose. So therefore it then looked as he became a jealous entity. And he was jealous about how 1 through 9 tails were able to get Jinku keys, and he couldn't manifest that because he really actually was supposed to have been the husk. He was supposed to have been the entity that kept everything together. And his mama never taught him that he was that. He just knew that he was there, and he would watch 1 through 9 do whatever it was that they were doing, receiving all the love and receiving all the things, the love, the fear, the reverence. And he wasn't getting that because, again, he was like a some negative. He was important, but no one realized how he was important because of the fact that they couldn't see him. They couldn't talk to him or feel him or anything like that. He had the ability to be able to telepathically talk and do some things to people, but people didn't understand or feel him. And so he was soothing and seething in jealousy and in fear. And because he missed his mama, he wasn't able to get the love and things of his siblings like he should have. And I don't think that they knew how to do that for him. So now think of that entity just floating around here, attaching itself to different entities so that it can enhance and feel something. Because again, his job was to enhance and to bring everybody to not necessarily bring them together, but that was his job. He was there to enhance. He was the husk. He was not designed to have tails and do anything. He was strictly designed as that part of them to put them together. And again, his mama didn't teach him that. She knew he existed. She didn't teach him that. So now you got this entity floating around here, causing all kinds of confusion. You say, what kind of confusion? Then we go back because we find out during Naruto Shippuden that Obito, I think that's what his name, was in love with one of his teammates. He was in love with the his teammate, and I forget her name. And they went on a mission, and he was because it was Kakashi, Obito, and the young lady, and I don't know what her name was, and I don't even remember if they ever say her name. I don't remember. But it was interesting to me that when Zero Tails attached himself to Obito, and he enhanced Obito's hatred for Kakashi because he saw Kakashi prune from the timeline the woman that he loved, the young girl that he loved, and he wasn't able to process, have a conversation with Kakashi, and particularly when he had given Kakashi his eye. And so while everybody thought Obito was dead, he was down there with Zero Tails stewing. And we know about the war, we know about all this other stuff. So I just wanted to get that information into, because now I get back to Naruto. I will say this about that show. I loved it. I loved them going through their trials to become leaf ninjas and all that other stuff, and going through the process and everything like that. But from watching Naruto Shippuden to understand how Naruto got into that condition, the third Hokage was a hoe ass ninja. He, to me, was an evil MFer. And I know y'all love the third Hokage. He bouncing around there doing all this other stuff. But here's my thing, because this is what I learned when I watched Naruto Shippuden, and now coming back to talking about seeing just Naruto. For all that Naruto's parents did to protect the Leaf Village from destruction from the Nine Tails, there is no reason that you can bring to my mind as to why the third Hokage did not raise Naruto in his home. Why he allowed Naruto to run around that village feral. He should have brought Naruto into his house, or at the least put him with somebody, one of the ninjas or whatever, and they raised him up in the ways of the leaf. There's no reason in the world that Naruto should have been living in that apartment smelling like outside, going to bed on them sheets smelling like outside, drinking sour milk and eating ramen like he was. There's no way in the world he should have grown up that way. Particularly when his father was the fourth Hokage. There's no reason in the world that Naruto should have been raised like that. And I blame him because he set the tone for the village, and all the village treated Naruto like he was gum under their shoe. But the third Hokage should have reminded all of them folk of what Naruto lost and what was sacrificed, and they should have been treating him better than they treated him. Now I know, uh sometimes hardships build character, but that right there to me was an issue and a problem. Thank goodness Naruto had that spirit of love. And because he had a spirit of love, he had a purpose. He had a purpose because he was going to be an Hokage. And so he had a purpose of what he was going to do to be a Hokage. And he had such the spirit to understand, I'm not going to treat you like you treated me. And you notice that when every time Naruto finished a challenge, beat a challenge that everybody thought he couldn't do, he did it in a way of honor and love. He never put down his teammates. He never thought his teammates couldn't. He was always encouraging. And this is where that love of comrade comes from, because everyone who went through any trial with Naruto, they were willing to die for Naruto when they got into the Shippuden uh, series. I will tell you too, as we're talking, and especially with our, I thought Ochimaru was such a great villain, but if he wasn't going to make that much sense in the Shippuden segment, I hate that they made him like almost comic relief at the end. I just felt like that was so disrespectful for his arc as a good villain in Naruto, that when he was over in Shippuden, they had him acting like a caricature of himself, and I didn't appreciate that at all. I liked Ochimaru. I liked if we're talking about Shippuden, I liked Pain in them. I thought that their arc as villains were great. Was it the Akatsuki? What was the name of that little group that Ochimaru and all of them were in, where they had to wear the little jackets and stuff like that? I can't think of the name of the group, but y'all, it'll come to me, or you all let me know down in the comments. But even though Jiraiya, Pervy Sage was Pervy Sage, he was Pervy Sage. But I tell you, his how he went out like a G. He really did. I really did appreciate how Naruto was trained. He didn't go through the same types of training that the other ones did, but he was probably the most trained and the most prepared Leaf Village ninja that they ever had. Now, I got on talking about this because I want to watch Boruto. And I've heard people say certain things about Boruto, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. So then I just started going through just little dips and pieces, different pieces of Naruto Shippuden and stuff like that to just kind of reiterate of all the stuff that was going on. And I think I'm probably a week and a half away of watching Boruto. And probably what I want to do is to watch it. I don't know if we're gonna do a watch along with me, because I'll probably go through 5 or 6 episodes at a time and give my thoughts about what's going on in regards to that. Because, like I said, it's been a few years since I watched Naruto. It's been a few years since I watched Naruto Shippuden, and so I think me going into Boruto, is it Boruto or Boruto? Naruto, Boruto. Yeah, okay. Because I say it like Hinata said, Naruto, Naruto. So I like how Naruto was so well respected. He was even respected with the 1 through 9 tales. They loved themselves some Naruto. And I like how the other tales got on to was it Kukumaru? What was Nine Tails name? Was it Kukumaru? Child, let me look him up real quick. Let me find out what his name was. Oh, Sunada. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ochuramaru. I can't think of what the Nine Tails name was. But anyway, I like how even though he was trapped, and Naruto was his Jinkuriki. I like the fact how he learned to respect Naruto, and first he was pissed off, then he tried to manipulate Naruto to let him out. Then he literally had to have a relationship with Naruto to where he was lending him some of his power. Then he grew to realize that all out of all the Jinchurikis, Naruto was the most respected because Naruto didn't forget any of them. He didn't want them to be forgotten. You remember the little song he did so that he could remember all the different Jinchurikis, the tales. uh I appreciated to see that, and I appreciate to see that Nine Tails and Naruto working together to be able to get through that ninja war, third ninja war. Yeah, I think that's basically what my thoughts are. Like I said, if you wanted to show me who the biggest villain was in that whole situation, it's not who you think. I still think the third Hokage was a whole ass ninja for allowing a Naruto to live the way that he did. And he did not set the tone for the village to at the least have some respect for Naruto. People were trying to, even to the point where they looked like they were trying to prune him from the timeline. Y'all, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, people. That's all I got. Those are my thoughts. All of these thoughts are because I'm getting ready to sit down and to actually watch Boruto and give my thoughts and things like that on Boruto. But I thought I'd just go back and just, this wasn't a recap. It was just my thoughts on Naruto and Naruto Shippuden and what I thought and why I thought that whole situation kind of happened. But what are your thoughts? Because I know a lot of y'all want to go episode by episode and talk about things. That's not what I'm doing. I just went around what the arc sounded like, and I felt like, yeah, it was basically about love, unrequited love, and then how love looks when it is performed, when it's not performative, when it's true and when it's genuine. And that's coming from Naruto. He loved his parents. He loved his village, he loved his comrades, and he loved his tails. And because of that love, folks was willing to do whatever they needed to do for Naruto. All right, people. I gotta find a new ending for this. Cause this is a whole new channel. I can't use my old channels, my first channel's ending. But all right, people, that's all I got. Until next time, peace.